All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So welcome back to our session again, right? So very excited and very thrilled to meet you all here. And as already informed that we have the live stream today. So and we have very special guest today from foreign friends. I mean, actually, my name is John, and so I will be your moderator today. So just briefly introduce yourself, where you are now, what are you doing? Okay, we start from the monk first, right? Okay, Bhante from Sri Lanka, I think will be first.
Yeah, I am Bhante Sumana from Sri Lanka. I think that's it. Enough, no?
Okay, all right. Next, Bhante, please from Laos.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Khamhawk from south of Laos, Champasak province, Bachang Suk district. I'm very happy and exciting to join our program today. This is my first time, and I will say my English is not good. And when some or everybody here, I say wrong or incorrect, please correct me to improve my English. Very thank you.
No problem. Actually, everybody is. I know it's not our first language, so we can understand.
Yes.
That's still good. Okay, next we go for the lady, right?
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Regina Chakma. I'm from India. Right now, I'm doing my Ph.D. in Buddhist studies in Thailand. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Next one, please. Gentlemen. Now, gentlemen.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and highly respect to
Hello.
Bhante from Sri Lanka and Laos. My name is Lyxay Bodhisattva. I am communication and advocacy for NGO work, and now I so happy and so glad to have a chance to talk today, and hope we can learn and share our experience to each other today. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for your brief introduction. Very short. And so, as I already informed you about the topic today, is quite very interesting and very nervous as well. Like sometimes they say brand new topic because it's actually what happening in our Buddhist tradition, like for like disrobing, all kinds is happening. So actually, we raised this topic. Actually, we really want to know that in your tradition, in your country, uh, how you think about this, about because about the disrobe, being a monk and disrobe. So before we go for the detailed question, I think I just like we have very limited time, each person, not more than 5 minutes to talk each question. We have 4 questions totally, and so all right, okay, not to waste time, we go the first question. I think as in Laos is very acceptable, like it's very seem like very general for now, like for monk like to be audience, and then to get because we audience in different region, like coordination, and then disrobe and get a job and like living local like a lay person. So it's very now it's acceptable and general in Laos. It seems like normal, so it's nothing like different. It's people in Laos we accept that. So that's why I really would like to know that from your country, what tradition, what you think about this. So okay, we go for question number 1, right? What do you think when you see a monk disrobe? So is that acceptable in your country? Okay, I think Sri Lanka will be share first.
First, I would like to thank the organizers of this program because this topic will be helpful to our Buddhist society. Especially, it is important to the person who disrobed or going to disrobe. Secondly, I have to thank you all because you make a great opportunity to meet our IBC friends with references from Laos. Actually, we met after a long time, Regina, Chakma, and Chan. Thank you for this opportunity. Now, I think if I go to the question you ask, what do you think when you see the monk disrobe? Chan, this situation is very different from Laos, Thailand, and Cambodia, and Sri Lanka. The situation is very different culturally because I saw that I seen in Thailand and Laos there is the tradition as temporary monk life. The many of many of boys can go to can be a novice and stay as a novice life, but it is not the same with Sri Lanka. Mostly the Sri Lanka we do not have temporary monk life like Thailand, Laos, Cambodia. Therefore, the percentage of monks and novices are very few. All of them are around 30,000 maybe. Therefore, monk is very important for our society because those are very few number of persons. Very important our society to continue the Buddhist order, and they have the important role of our culture. And Sinhalese Buddhist culture, I am sure that monk is the live and influential fact in our culture from ancient time until today. Therefore, the disrobe of a monk is not beneficial for our society. I mean not about the Laos or Thailand or another background. I mean, according to the viewpoint of Sri Lanka, the people are mostly do not accept the monk who disrobed because we do not have much number of large number of monks, very few. In this background, many people with the monk should the people think if someone become a monk, they wish he should continue his life as a monk. However, if a monk has disrobed, it has to accept as his right, his own rights. In Sri Lanka, the few number of people become monk, and someone who disrobed, the people do not wish like that situation, but someone disrobed. After disrobed, it doesn't matter. They can live as a lay person. They can they will not have any boundaries. The society will be accepted them. I think it's enough, no?
Yeah. Yes, I think thank you, Bhante, for your sharing, because we also like I think it's new for Laos, especially like to hear that because in Sri Lankan tradition. But we don't mean here like if we raise this topic to support monk to disrobe, but we just want to know that each what actually from each Buddhist country thinking about this. So thank you for your sharing, Bhante. So I think next will be Regina. Can you what do you think about this in India, in your tradition? I know India is a vast country, but especially from your Buddhism society, what do you think about it? Is it that happening just like in Sri Lanka or in Laos, Thailand tradition, or what do you think about this? Can you share with us?
So I think it is different from Sri Lanka and little similar with Thailand or Laos, because as you know, India is not a Buddhist country, and very few are Buddhist from whole population of India. So I will explain this question in 4 points. Like, in my opinion, it depends on a situation of a monk, how or why he is getting disrobed. And in our tradition, like, it is also not acceptable to for a monk to get disrobed, but we see and understand the situation, why and what is his problem or like that, as similar to Laos tradition, I guess. We also have short and long-term monkhood, in which a Samanera can disrobe or Bhikkhu can disrobe. And similarly, my second point will be like, maybe in this new young generation young monk, they get disrobed for several reasons. And like in this contemporary world, social networking is impacting the people's life, everyone's life, not only monk. So according to me, maybe some of the monks who get disrobed because of like they are distracted from the spiritual path and attracted towards outside world more than the spiritual path. And the third point will be like, I feel as a lay woman, as a lay person, I feel this is one step downfall for of Buddha Sasana. But I will always encourage young monk to stay as a monk for the good of himself, for the good of Buddha Sasana, and for the society. And the last point will be, I will say, be better a happy lay devotee than be a sorrowful monk. Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, thank you very much, Regina, for your points. And I think your point is also similar to our tradition. We also really support for those really devoted themselves in sasana, but we also not reject like them to not to be totally like against them, like not to disrobe because their choice. Because of course, like we, for many young monks especially, the audience is different reason, right? Some people the audience are like to really get to know about Buddhism and teaching of the Buddha, so they can propagate the Buddhism to all around the world. And that's actually it should be that the main reason actually for the audience as monk. But many reason might be from like just to help themselves, because not to be burdened from the family as well, because they has like most, especially like in Laos, we have like almost like 70% you can save like to become a monk, and then to help themselves and education themselves, and also learn the teaching of Buddha, and then also then they can some of them also stay as a monk for whole life. And still many of like me as well, also Sai as well, we also want that we audience like to get education, and then after graduation we go as a lay people, a layman. So okay, anyway, so thanks Regina for your sharing. And so next we go as Lyxay. What do you think about this, Lyxay?
Actually, I agree with them. I agree with the Regina, right?
Yes.
In Laos also seem like Thailand and India, same the culture. My personality think if we study about Buddhism more and deeply understanding, Buddhism is not just be the religions for the for the belief. It's a religion for education, to guide the people to do the good thing and right way. And Buddhism is not only for the education, but when you come to be the monk or novice, you can learn And after that, after you learn, you can decide by yourself. You will live or stay forever. Forever depend on you. This is your decision. If we remember about the Kalama Sutta of the word Buddha teaching, he said that don't believe what you see, don't believe what you think, don't believe what you see, don't believe what you listen, and don't believe that is your teachers. And believe yourself. When you live from when you come to Buddhism, you can study and learn as much as you can. And after that, you live from monk, you can use that thing to do the good thing the right way, to guide people to the good thing. That is the purpose of the Buddhism, to propagate the sasana. And yeah, and you can Lao for Lao generation, they believe that all of men should be a monk or novice first for the audience first before they're going to get married, because they believe that if they be a monk novice first, they when they get married, have the couple, they will have there so much about when they do business, to work, everything will going well. So they believe in that. So my idea will be like this. Then
It's like very clear from your views that how actually is like in Laos tradition, that what actually exactly what you share, that because it's not like it's a compulsory, like you have to audience and then you have to be like that. We have different choice, and it depends on you, your desire, what you really want to be, what actually you really want to your purpose in Buddhism. All right, okay. Next will be monks, Laos monk. So what do you think about this one?
In Lao traditionals, the people want to say the layman first before they become a monk. They will be or used to be a layman first. When we say a monk disrupt or leave the temple, it's a time some people they go for the temple to study the Buddhist teaching, and they will use the Buddhist teaching to use like Lyxay, right? Your name is Lyxay, and he said now people believe that
yes,
the men in Laos before they believe they need to be a novice or monk. It's the own tradition of Laos, but however, however, some men when they go to be a monk and the lay people are very different. But in the exactly disrupting, in the real disrupting or in Lao they say Sikha, this means is we learn or study or practice in what we know and want to know in our life. In the Lao or Buddha Sasana, we learned the Dharma from Buddha, and when we learn it, we need to think about of the topic of the Dharma, what he said, what he teach us, and then we have to think of first is real or not. And actually, the 100% of Buddhist teaching is really real. And then this dropping in the Shulang form, I think it really normally in Laos. We see every day. When we see some people before they become a monk, they didn't know how to go to temple or to make worried because some people afraid of the temple when they want to go to temple. Some people don't know how to talk with a monk, how to talk with a novice. But when they to be a monk or is a part of the temple, they learned about how to say or greeting with a monk. With and some people when they leave the temple, they uh, they use the lesson when they learn from the Dharma to practice or to use in their life when they living or working in their lives. And it allows usually normally, yes, I will say thank you.
Thank you very much, Bhante, for your sharing. Yeah, that's great idea. As like you said, because like in Laos, some people if they don't audience and they might have not really understand about Buddhism. Sometimes they like I totally agree with that. Like people like really afraid, like even to go to make like to speak with monk, they afraid we make mistake. Maybe they will be like very bad person, bad karma or something. If once we get audience as a monk or in our maybe in temporary, at least we can learn something during in that ordination. I totally agree with you, Bhante. So what do you suggest a monk to prepare before disrobing? Of course, when we go for disrobing, especially for the monk who ordained as a long time, since very young, it's sometimes very difficult to go out and have a job, regular person. So in that case, for those people, for those monks who wish to live as monkhood, so what you would suggest them to prepare before living? So, okay, who will start first? You can share your view. Bhante, Sumana is also. Yeah.
This topic is very vast because some person who become a monk when he is young, and someone become monk he is not young but maybe old. Therefore, the answer will be the different. Normally, I would like to focus the person who become monk or novice when he was young, too young, and then he will go into disrobe, and what will be happen in his life. I like to focus about these kind of people. So, if someone become a novice at a young age and continue the ordinary life, he will miss his experience of the lay life. They will be separated from their own family. They will not have the close relationship with their own parents, their own brothers, their own relatives. It is not a problem for the, as I know that sometimes the Laos and Thailand, some boys become a monk or novice, and they stay a few time, maybe the 1 or 2 weeks, I think like that. Sometimes someone stay as a monk or novice 2 weeks or for a 1 month or 1 year. It doesn't matter. But if some boy or the very young person become a monk and he stay as a novice and monk many years, the long period, he will miss the lay experiences. Therefore, if he think to return the home or back to the home or giving up the monk life or disrobe, especially as the Mr. Chan mentioned that he will be faced how to live. What kind of jobs he will can survive. He will can do for spend his life. It is big challenge because the monk life will not have the some experiences of the job experiences. However, if they have the in Sri Lankan background, if I discuss about the Sri Lankan background, in Sri Lanka, the most of monks have the opportunity to learn, to be a learned person. I mean, he will be faced big challenges. B.A degree, M.A degree, or something like that. After having finished his education, they can have a job. It is not the big challenge for him about the job, but it is the challenge maybe the relationships. On the other hand, they have to know how to develop their relationships as a layperson, how to communicate with others, and I think the after after the monk who disrobe, he must have to learn many things to live in as a layperson. Okay, now I discussed about the challenges. On the other hand, I have to mention that there is many good things also. The person who disrobe, he have many qualities. It is very beneficial for the society. It is very helpful for them also. As an example, if someone has practiced as a monk, he has special qualities, as I think is something like that. The special thing is discipline. When the young person uh, come to the become novice or monk, and then he learned the dhamma, he started to practice in dhamma. Therefore his life is belong to, he practiced the dhamma, the path of the dhamma. Therefore the disrobed person we can call he has developing the discipline, because practicing and learning dhamma and meditating and many things to help to develop his discipline. A second one, if some young person become a monk, he will develop the skill how to live alone, because they do not have their parent. The parent is not within him. He is separated from the parents and relatives. The most of the novice and young monk, they have to do their works alone. I mean, the self skill will be developed. I think that skill, that skills will be helpful them to win the lay life, and also they learn how to uh, respect others, especially the order. The monk life have the order. Uh, as example, the we know that high ordinations, the upasampada or vassa. Then the monk learn how to respect the order, and they learn how works with others patiently. The patience is a very important fact for the modern life. Not only modern life, but it is important for the modern life, because the patience is important fact to live in society. Therefore, I think there are different the challenges and beneficial. We can understand in that way when the person who think to disrobe.
Yes, thank you, Bhante, for the. I think it's quite clear, like for what you said, like for those who audience actually even have more chance, like in term of developing himself in like to be a good society, because he already trained himself well in become a monk, and also learn something, because nowadays like a young monk they can learn many skills during the temple, not only like meditation, also other skill to having a turning into the lay person. He can, I totally agree with you when they like he even can be like to be so helpful to the society as well, because he already trained himself and learn from the temple and as become a monk. So what about other, what do you think about this point? Yes, Regina, what do you think about this? Can you share with us?
It's very difficult for me as a laywoman. I will say, dear monks, the life is very difficult, so don't try to disrobe. I will say that, but anyway, so if someone come to me and say I'm going to disrobe, but I will say, if I see him not happy in the monk life, I may suggest him as to consult his teachers or his teacher for advices, as and to clear his doubt, to whatever his problems are, or why he want to get disrobed. As I already told in my first answer, that I don't want any monk to get disrobed, because I want Buddha Sasana to go on. Yeah, that's it. So please, monk, do consult with a teacher if you are going through some problems. That is my answer.
Yes,
Thank you.
okay. Thank you, Regina. Actually, it's not like really much like a support for monk, like because it's in a lay line, it's not easy
Yeah.
as you think. as
Yes, I
Regina
don't think.
mentioned.
Yeah, so I
Be-
think it's not easy in as they think.
yes, because they can imagine, because maybe they, like, as a monk we live like a society, of course we like miss the experience of a layman, like when it was boy, for especially a young monk, the audience is very young, so at certain age they feel like they really want to go out because they want that experience.
Yeah,
So as you said, it's not like easy for those
yeah,
to be a lay people and to support yourself.
yeah.
So, and okay, thank you for your sharing. And have all decide what do you think about this? Of course, you are ex-monk. You should know better than anyone here
Thank you.
what
Thank
you
you, sir.
do, because now I think since you left as monk, I think you are a good,
Mm.
I mean, good like example as an egg monk, like to be reach as level like you. Like I think it's feel like it's pretty good right now. So can you share with us what is suggestion
Oh,
or what advice you have to give them, okay, for those really like, okay, I'm giving up, I go to be a layman, okay, what will you suggest for them?
actually, I agree with the Bhante. He said everything, and I want to share a bit about the monk who have planned to leave, novice and monk. I do not really, I do not suggest for a monk and novice to leave without any plan. So our world is very fast, and we have to run with the run with the people, run with the society, run with the materialism. So if you want to live from the monk, you have to make sure that you already know what you are going to do when you live from the monk, how you will keep that thing when you train to be a monk. When you train when you was a monk, you train from your skill to be a good people, to lead the good people, to lead the people do the good thing, and how will you keep that thing to keep going to do that thing to the different world from the outside world. And if you know the what are you going to do already, and then that will how you least tired when you go to work, and you can have you can have the a lot of time to think about what you want to develop a new stuff. And I also do not recommend monk novice who study and then you who still study and not yet finished from your study, and then you want to leave from monk, and then you want to work and you want to work and also study and do the same do the same thing to do two things in the same time. I do not recommend about that. So actually, I want to tell you about that. You have to prepare yourself first, and after that, you know what you are going to do when you leave from monk, what to serve your life, and how can you keep your mind to lead the people do the good thing. Then you can live. That will help you a lot when you live from monk. That will be from my side. Then.
It's very good point as you mentioned, right? If like you plan to go uh, uh, to turn as a layman, but without no plan or no goals, you also will be struggle. So because in outside world, as you said, it's not easy. Like because we have to go wake up. Okay, we have to find a job. We have to fix many things as opposite from a monk. So of course, I totally agree with you to have a plan for those who wish to, or to who those who give up as a monk, like, and to be a lay. But of course, we all not really like really support for those monk who like to disrobe, but we cannot deny that people who really want to go, we can't just okay reject them or something. All right, okay, thank you, Lyxay. Okay, next, Bhante, Khamhawk, do you have any idea about this?
The monk life and the lay people life is very different. But I want to suggest for them who want to disrupt or leave the temple life, they need to know and study. And yes, however, before they become a monk, they used to be a lay people first. But when they be a monk, when they want to disrupt, they need to study what happened out temple and in temple. Everything is different. Example, living out clothes uniform wearing is really different and difficult to understand. When you're working in the temple and the lay people. For the first thing is I want to suggest them the time will come is come when they want to disrobe is our work now is very changed and going is very far. We need to think and learn. We have a lesson. And when you be among like this, you need to observation from the people around you. What are they doing? And when you be a people or lay people, the first thing when you looking for is you're happy. If you have a happy life, everything is okay to you. You have a rice, you have a food, you have a money. You need to looking for it to make your life easily to living. And how to get them? You need to study and looking your relationship. Your some people have a brother, sister, or your parents. Ask them because they have experience before you, and experience from the monk lives and the lay people lives. We need to train, like he said, need to train from your be a monk, and reading is a good time, and listening a news, what happened now around our lives, and the second one is when you do something, it's quite difficult. We need to do in it's difficult way. When why I say like this because we need to work. It's a hard work. Some people when they disrupt or be a lay people, they merit. They need to respect their lives because they have some people have a children or wives. They live together. They need to help together to live for a long life and to be happy. And the last one is I think everything is okay for the monk who want to disrupt, but I think every monk they think first before they disrupt what they want to do. The first thing before they disrupt, return to the home, what they want to do. Some people study in the college. They have a degree. They have what they want to be in the future. Some people study scientist, teacher, or whatever they want to do when they be a monk. But if the work wise, I can say that it's a temporalized and the work right is really different. In the temporalized, it's a small like we live in the box right? When we live in the temple, right? We live in the box. But when you disrupt the work wise or hours is a big picture than our box now because we can go anywhere it's easily what you want to go. You can to travel everywhere. It's like a funny and some people enjoy it with them. But they know it is a short time. It's the free time when they live among our temple. They have lots of things um, to observation and to do to make their lives and every day. And I see it's all people around our work. When in the morning the people get up, after they get up, they have a breakfast and then they go to work. And in the lunch they have lunch and they do the work and the evening they go to bed. Our life is now is only this thing. But if we want to change the world, we need to observation around us. Yes, around us. It is, I think, is a good for um, the monks or the people who be among want to disrupt. They need to study what's happened in the hours. I think it is in my opinion. I think that is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Bhante, for your sharing. Yeah, as you mentioned, because as his point is like to for those who like prepare for to live as a monkhood, of course we need more experience, and we need to observe from other people, and like to can if we don't have any skills or knowledge about something we really want to go for that, like job, we can ask from friends, from our family as well. So thank you for your ideas, Bhante. So I think you have any question here? Anyone have a question from each speaker here? Sai, Sumana, Regina, Khamhawk, you may have any question from your from each here response. No, right? We carry on another one. I think we is 8 already, but okay. Actually, the question number 3 is really related to Bhante Khamhawk, that the so what you see, do you see any difference between monk and lay people? Some this kind of question actually seem like unreasonable. Actually, what you understand about like being a monk and being a lay in Buddhism? That actually what it means. So you understand this question, right? So Bhante Sumana. Yes, Bhante, can you answer this question? What do you think about this? In your point of view, what is the difference between a lay people and a monk in Buddhism? Like, of course, we can see like uh, uh, robe or this thing. Of course, it's different.
Okay, okay, okay.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, now I got that point.
All right.
Actually, Buddha has mentioned that two examples. Do you know that Son, in Pali term Hansa, who live in the pond or within the water, some of bird, yeah, and the other bird is peacock. The Buddha said like that the layperson is like the peacock, and the monks are like the life. Monk's life is like swan. The peacock is very beautiful and belong to dancings and very uh, interesting birds. And swan is not like that, but the swan is uh, very pure. The colorly it is white. So this example we can understand that Buddha mentioned that the person who become monk, he is go very quickly to the nibbana. That means some person who wants to attain nibbana or find some cessation of the dukkha, cessation of suffering, he if he stay at the lay house as a lay person, it is very difficult to practice the way of the path of purification. As a layperson, he has the many boundaries. Many they have the family, they have wife and husband, maybe child, many relationships. They have many more responsibilities. Therefore, as a layperson, it is very difficult to practice the way of purification. That's mean the path of the Dhamma. That is why some person who interested to the Buddha also guided to the person to renunciations. It has called Dhanakatha, Silakatha, Saggakatha, Kamanang, Adinavang, Sankilesang, Okarang, Nekkamme Chanisansam Pakasi. The Nekkamma means the renunciation. Buddha admired the Nekkamma because the lay life is very difficult to practice the path of purification. So, however, the layperson also can practice the Dhamma, and some of layperson also able to realization. There are so many examples we can find from the Sutta Pitaka and Buddha's time. But however, it is very easy way to practice the path of Nibbana is become a monk. On the other hand, Mr. Chan, I think we have to understand the cultural background of our societies. The monkhood or monk life, we have to understand through the culture, because we are not live at 6th century BC. Now we are living at 2021st. The world has changed. The traditions maybe changed, and the culture also developed. Now we have our own culture. The culture have its own need. When we start the program, I already mentioned that according as example the Sri Lanka, the monk has the main role of Sinhala Buddhist culture. As example, the Thailand and Laos and Cambodia, the people who become audience because they want to transfer the merit for their parents or other relatives. It become a tradition. On the other hand, the 6th century BC, the Buddha preaching the Dhamma for mostly it is the directly Buddha preached the Dhamma for cessation of the dukkha, for the nekkhamma. If I summarize in easily, I think when we want to have the Nibbana, find the Nibbana, it is easy way for that is become a monk. But the layperson also can practice. On the other hand, we have to understand the monk life, we have to understand as a cultural life and Buddhist life. Culturally, the monk have some responsibilities. Culturally, monk have some definitions. It may be different from culture to culture. If we ask who is monk, we can have the different answers from different categories. So, however, I think challenge is same. If the life is not easy, become a monk or become a lay, life is not easy because the suffering is everywhere. Buddha already mentioned that dukkha, the suffer is the inside of the feeling. Suffer is arising in the mind. It is the same. If culturally, if some young person become a monk, but then they think I do not have the much experiences, sometimes he interested to have the experiences. It doesn't matter. It is his rights. I think when we are hope to have quickly, we want to find the way of nibbana, become a monk is important. Not traditionally, I mean the real monkhood. But we do not criticize the lay life. The lay person also can develop their skills. As example, the Buddhism mentioned that paramita, the concept of paramita. The layperson also can develop their own paramita or practice in meditation or giving dana or some many more things they also can do. And whatever, if person who practice as a monk, then he disrobe, but also he can be a good person. As a summarize of the Buddha's teaching, it has mentioned that Sabba Papasa Akaranan, Kusalasa Upasampada, Sachitta Pariyodapana, Etang Buddhana Sasana. The do not papa and have to engage with the Kusala and control the mind is the Buddha's teaching. I think I should not take much time. Chan already advised me.
Okay, thank you, Bhante. Actually, is we have very limited time, so we would love like to have more time so we can share much. But the
Yeah.
point the Bhante Sumana mentioned is like, of course, there is a huge difference like for those who really wish like to for liberation. Of course, the way is to become a monk is more more free than being a lay person, because lay person they have many boundary, many responsible for family, for kids, for all that. For monk is the way for liberation. So this is what the point actually Bhante mentioned. So what do you think other here? Okay, Lyxay, what do you think about this question? What do you understand? So actually, so just before that, just to be okay, everyone, just be very short, right? Because we have very limited time, just not more than 5. Okay, so what do you think about this? What you understand?
Okay. From my personal thinking is Hmong and lay people, they have a like quite different like we know and can see. Because life of monk, we have to when I was a monk, I was I have to live gains with the obstacle or the problems. I have to to stop my warning. Like I want something, I have to think about how to stop what I want, something like that. And even though, but the life of monk will we have responsibility more than the general people. Even though not only for to live in the under the rule or the precept of the monk, but monk they also to live under the state of law. So it's very hard for monk to do that. Even though they eating, they can eat 2 times per day, right? And after the evening is will be the forbidden time. And when we compare together, life of monk and the lay people is quite different. And the lay people will have more freedom of to do many things. So what is the lay people can do? I know you are here already know what we can do, right? So I wouldn't want to say much about this, right, Jan? So I hope yes, I want to make sure that we are on the same page, that it's very different, because one stay at the rule, many rule, and one we have more freedom. That's we be from my side.
All right. Thank you, Lyxay. Yeah, I totally agree, because monk and lay is of course is different, because being monk is like a free from as a lay. That's why it's monk had to be live under the rules of laid by the Buddha, but to be like lay, we have more. Of course, it's freedom, but it's more chance like to be in not the good way. I mean, freedom to do like in not in good way, in bad things, in bad deeds, because the situation, the environment we are living. So thank you, Lyxay, and also, what about you, Regina? What do you think? Is that really different, or what do you think about this? Of course, you also study about this. You know it well.
All right. So for me, the question is, do you see any differences, right? Yes, of course I do. It is totally different. As you can see, the appearance, you can start with the appearance itself, how different it is. So I would say monk life is like they are practicing to cultivate their mind, and they are going on the path of spiritual. Then, whereas these lay people, they are socially engaged, socially very busy in their daily life. They have no time to practice any. I mean, they have less time to practice spiritual, go to temple like this. But like
I
and you
think
can see,
your connection is.
yeah, I'm sorry for the poor connection, but I will try my best. All right, so as you can see, the monk living style, their living style, and also their practices, and lay people are very easy. They have no boundaries, or they can do anything. But for the good devotee, they I think they practice sila, panchasila. So although it is for lay devotee, but we are a little bit free from compared to the monk life. Therefore, so it is very I mean, vast different than the. Am I audible? Okay. So and we can compare the behavior of a lay person and the a monk, how they talk, how they behave, how they eat, and there are so many things. In this way, we can differentiate between. We can see the differences in a monk and a lay man or lay person. So and also like although we all need peaceful life, but monk are the one who really get monk life is the peaceful life compared to the social people. So yeah, there are many differences. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Regina. Yeah, I just this is as you said, it's different in term of appearance. Of course, it's different shape here, and
Yeah.
and the lifestyle, of course, because lay men and monks we need like to worry about the food, about all the requisites, but lay people we need to uh, do everything many responsible for our life. So it is quite different, yes, as Regina mentioned. So what about Bhante, Khamhawk, what do you think about this?
I think monk lives and layman lives is very different. Like we see a example, we see like as we see around us now. The people can say to the monk that you wear only the own clothes every day, but when you be a layman, if you wear own clothes, the people decide you are so dirty man. You need to take a bath or shower to change your clothes. But um, as we say, the laymen, they do everything what they want. They can go every way, night or day. Like I say in the hours work of us, our work is the wide work and the big just work. Um, then temple. But the the thing that's the same is the laymen or monks is people too. They have to do what they activity they have, and then other activity and routine is different, actually different. And however, the layman can do what monk do. Example, they can practice dhamma or do some meditation like a monk, because when you have like a monk or layman, they all have a lot of work and lots of job when they do. But the monk by temple is the center of heart of everybody around for the village around the world. It's the one place that can go and do some activities. Like in Laos, we can say the Buddhist holiday. You will see a lot of people they go to the temple to make a barit and do some barit. And then that is one time per week. Or some people they have a lot of time, 3 or 4 times. They can go to the temple to make some activity like a monk. The monk will teach them all to do together activity that's like example like meditation. When you're sitting under the tree or under the monk's house, close your eyes and everything that they want to do for relax from your job, from your busy, from your hard working. You can to relax your mind, your body in the temple. And I think when you disrupt or not disrupt the Buddha Sasana at the temple is the one thing that can help you everything from your heart to do in your routine life. I think. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Bhante, for your point. Of course, is he also like the of course it's different, but in terms of activity and the lifestyle of monk and lay is different. But as he said, is all monk and lay is all human. Like we have the ability to practice the teaching of Buddha that can bring us to liberation. Even both monk and lay, this is as he mentioned. So so the last question is actually this will be like the okay we come to the last question now. Last session is time because we is over today is with many discussion. And so the last question is, how do you put the teaching of Buddha into practice on your regular basis? So this question actually, what you bring, like, of course, the teaching of Buddha is so many categories. So this question is, what the teaching of Buddha that you practice on your daily life, that you put into practice. Of course, many here might be different. Now, among of those teaching, what the doctrine or particular categories or particular doctrine that you really put into your daily life, what is it? So, okay, Bhante, Sumana, you will be share first. Yes.
Yeah, actually, I think we have to limit the time. Therefore, I don't do not try to take much time. The as a monk, you mean you ask the question as a monk? Isn't you, Bhante?
Is all general whether what word you are now. If you are a monk, you answer as monk.
No, no.
So, and
You mean
then what the doctrine
according
or
to the
the yes,
society?
uh, it's about you now. It's all about yourself. What you bring, what
Yeah,
you practice every day.
yeah, yeah.
That based on the teaching of the Buddha.
Yeah, normally we are belong to the traditional life as a monk. There is the way of traditional practices, the daily practices. We are belong to that as a as just like Laos and Thailand, uh, something like that. And also we have engaged that some works for the with the lay society. Uh, they do many merits accordingly with our cultural way of our cultural background. We have to lead that. Also, we think it is the opportunity to develop our kusala, the skills. On the other hand, uh, as a monk, I try to understand that nature of the world. I try to live accordingly with the Buddha's teaching. Mostly, uh, I am interested to understand, analyze the situation. I am interested to analyze the situation accordingly with Buddhist teaching. The mainly three characteristics. Something happened in our life or environment or society. Most of thing, mostly I try to analyze accordingly with three characteristics, that anicca, dukkha, and anatta. Because when we analyze through that characteristics, it is the truth of the world. Then we can our understand will be grow, and suffer will be uh, we will not suffering will be not grow, because we have the understand. So as a monk, the main thing, I am trying to understand everything through the three characteristics in life. It is the meditation. It is also the meditation, and it is the vipassana, as I understand.
Okay, thank you for your sharing. Is it mean you analyze the three characteristic, right, in your daily life to in the environment or society that you are living, by analyze the three characteristic like impermanence, suffering, and non-self, right? This is from Bhante Sumana, right? Okay, let's go for another one. And how about okay, we about Regina, what you practice in daily by the teaching of Buddha? What you bring into practice daily life?
Yeah, so coming to the teachings of the Buddha, as a layperson, I think, not think, I do follow the essence of the Buddha, that is to avoid unwholesome, to cultivate good thoughts, and to cultivate our mind in my regular basis. And other than that, I do practice three main things like dana, sila, and bhavana. Whenever I go out, I do some kind of dana, although it is small or big. I try my best to do dana, like uh, although I follow the Panchasila. Other than that, it's like I do also do some kind of dana, like when we go to the temple or when we see some elderly person need help. At the time, we do I do give help, as well as like it is also kind of dana. So, and also like whenever I saw some birds are selling in the market, and I do buy them and set free for release them, like and the fishes and the fish, sorry. in the market, I do buy and release them in the water again. Like that, I do follow. And Sila, it comes like Pancha Sila. I do follow that. And also Bhavana. I don't really practice Bhavana, but I do occasionally and whenever I get like I feel like to do. That's it. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Regina, for your sharing. Yes. As she mentioned, like 3 things, right? Like you said, like your voice, bad deeds, and to do good deeds and purify your mind, or you do like dana, giving, and moderation,
Yeah.
or sila and bhavana. And so this is from Regina, what actually she really like practice on her daily life. And how about you, Lyxay? What do you do? How you practice? How you bring the teaching of Buddha? Ex-monk
Uh-huh.
as a ex-monk.
Well, actually, as we know, there are so many. There are a lot of the word of Buddha teaching, more than 800,000, right? As we know,
Yes.
and we can apply to our routine life. For me, I usually I love the Four Noble Truth, that I really love to use it when I face the problems that I have to fix every day that I work. The first one, that the tuka, when I see find the problems, that I will use the Four Noble Truth to solve that problem. The first one is the tuka. As we know, tuka is the suffering, right? And if we mean in the, if we use apply to the our generation now, is what is the problems. If we use that, what is the problem? And the second one is the samudaya, is the cause of suffering, or where is the suffering is come from. And the third one is will be the nirodha. Nirodha is the end of suffering. How can we fix that problem? I always use that like this. And the last one is Maka, is the true up path, is start to do it. If we know already about, we know all of the word of that teaching, if we without our doing, nothing happen, right? So I always use this to fix all of my problem that I face it. And if audience here or our friend here, if you're interesting to use it, you can do. I think so. This will be what I use the word of Buddha teaching to my life. Yes, then.
Yes, thank you, Lisa. Yeah, it's very interesting, like how to apply in our actually in as a lay life, as you said, right? Because in mostly like we talk about Four Noble Truth, mostly we in term like teaching is about analyze the reality. But when we come like practice in daily life, it's very interesting that you share like the problem, the core of problem, and the way to end the problem and how to practice. This is very good point, like for the lay people, because of course not all lay people they understand about Four Noble Truth, right, in a deep level. But in term as you share, is very useful. I think I also will apply for that. I think thank you for your sharing. And so okay, next one is the last person. I think yes, Bhante, Khamhawk, what you practice on your daily life.
The Buddha teaching is very useful for everyone. For my daily life, I use to have some meditation every day that can help me to break everything to into my mind. When I have a lot of to think, the meditation can help me a lot. And the second one is the topic of Dhamma that Buddha teaching is sati, sati and sampasaja. It's a good when we do something we have a study or thinking first what we do. We have example if we want to do something right. We need to think first. When we do it, what happened? And before we do it, is good or not when to do it. I use this Dhamma for my life. And the second one is Lokabha Dhamma. Lokabha Dhamma is like the Dhamma protect the world from the akusala, right? This is sorry and hurry and odaba. Yes, hurry is that we are afraid to do a bad thing, and what about that we have to don't want to do for the bad thing, right? And when we have a dharma like this, we can help daily routine is easily, and working is it's good something, right? And we have for me, I think that is very good for everyone who wants to practice dharma. It's useful for everyone who want. And for me, I have really so it's really good for me for my health, for my thinking, for my mind. And when we say to each other, we say it's a good thing that can make everybody is happy about what we said to each other. I think, and the last one is I think the Buddha teaching is that can help us from everything what we want to do in our lives. Yes, John. I think that is. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Bhante. Thank you. Yes, it's very important. Like he said, like in term of meditation, of course, is the key for like in the teaching of Buddha. By practice meditation is a great way, like how to calm our minds as well, and how to analyze the problem or the suffering that we are facing. So I think this we come to an end of our session. I think thank you very much for everyone. I thank you. First of all, like very big thank for our like it's not no sponsor but for the Bhante Mang Sompon that he actually handing this great chance for me that to be the moderator. Actually, I'm not really good, but I'm sorry for the time management, all these things, but I really try my best. And so thank you everyone for joining here. And yes, of course, is today is very special. Like as I already mentioned, that is from uh, uh, actually one miss from Myanmar. She missed that because the difficulty in accessing the link. So very sorry about that. But anyway, I hope we a lot of here and many audience as well that they will learn a lot of things from you and in you in terms of the topic that we are discussed today, and you are have very good knowledge about that in your sharing and very benefit for all of us. Of course, the English is not our first language already. I think they will understand for that. And so thank you everyone for your chance and for your time as well, for your sharing. So thank you very much. Yes, thank you.